Hey everyone, it's your boy Stephen McCoy. You are listening to Spoken in Session. And today's guest we have model, actress, and advocate for anti-bullying, Miss Hayley Gripp. Hayley, how are you?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to the show. A lot of people know you from your role from CSI. How was it being booked as an actress for such a big show?
It was amazing. It was actually my first acting role ever, and it was very, very funny because I wasn't, I was a new actress, and it's on the Universal lot, so you know how that tram goes by, and you always hope to see a star. Well, it was kind of hysterical, the situation where I'm in full hair and makeup and everything, and suddenly this tram comes, and there's all these people from out of town with the Hawaiian shirts and everything, and they're all taking my picture, and I want to...
Wow.
The first thing I did, because it's my first role, is I'm looking around, where's the star, and they were taking pictures of me.
Did it take you a while to grasp that?
Yeah, there was that, and then suddenly when I'm the only one, because I was walking to my dressing room to change wardrobe, and suddenly when I realized it was me, I just kind of milked it, and I honestly just was like, hey, and I waved, and then walked to my dressing room.
So was the transition to Hollywood a major difference for you? Or was everything still the same?
It definitely was. A lot of the people who are actors and actresses and, are from LA were actually raised within the industry. They had parents who worked there. And I didn't. I, lived in the suburbs of LA, had a very normal upbringing, and my mom's a teacher. My dad was in finance, so
wow, nice.
It was kind of a culture shock.
Yeah.
I actually choose to still live out in the suburbs because sometimes when you're, when you live in LA, it's industry. You go to Starbucks and people are just talking about it all the time, and I kind of, I like to live a very normal life. Away from that, and then I look at it, as work, not as a lifestyle. So I'm very modest in my means and whatnot.
Yeah. Now you're an advocate for anti-bullying. Obviously, you were bullied as a child, but how was that experience for you? And when was your breaking point?
Well, I was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome at age 10. I had no idea what it was, and it was very difficult. But little did I know that not having control of your body, which is what Tourette syndrome is, was the least of my worries. 2 years later, I was bullied severely by a teacher. He slandered me and told all the other kids that I was contagious if they became my friend, and embarrassed me, and it was really horrible. For 2 years, my desk at school was my prison cell, and my teacher was my warden. And, I didn't know how to fight back, so I put up a wall to protect myself.
Yeah.
But after a few years, I was so tired of being angry, and my Tourette's was bad. It was hard to make friends because I still had the wall, and I wasn't trusting people. So I thought to myself, what do I want most? And all I could think is, I just want to be happy. So I had to ask myself, well, why am I not happy? And it's because I was just holding on to this anger and negative energy. So I decided to let it go and forgive my bullies, but also to fight back positively. So then when I let it go, everything started to fall into place. And then I went to Washington, D.C. with the Tourette Syndrome Association, was trained as a Tourette Syndrome ambassador to educate others. And the Tourette Syndrome Association actually helped to give me the tools to help get the IDEA Act passed. And this prevents any teacher in the state of California from abusing a student with disabilities. because there were no laws in place to help protect me at the time, so I wanted to make sure this didn't happen to anybody else.
We hear of people doing anti-bullying things all the time because they were bullied, but it's very rare when you hear that the child has been bullied by their teachers, and that's actually something that I can relate to personally. It's so interesting because I never really met anyone who was bullied by a teacher besides myself, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, my big thing is that, you know, a lot of people try to fight back, but the way they fight back is negative. You know, they try to retaliate or whatnot, and oftentimes if you try to retaliate against a bully, you're looked at as the bully because they have the power.
Very true.
You know, the kids around them will say that you're the mean one. And so it was a little bit of a different circumstance because I couldn't fight back. It was, you know, the teacher. And, you know, I just had to wait until the time was right, until I could think of what I could do to make a difference, because letting go of that anger and pain and forgiving my bullies is what set me free. I would not be the person I am today.
For the ones that aren't aware of what Tourette syndrome is, can you tell us a little bit more about what this is? And
of course. Tourette syndrome is a bio-neurological disorder. It's basically a chemical imbalance in the brain that causes tic, not like the bugs, but T-I-C-S. And a tic is movement or sound that your body makes that it cannot control. So you can have two types of tics, vocal tics and motor tics. Vocal tics are sounds your body makes that they cannot control. And motor tics are movement your body makes that it cannot control. And people with Tourette's look normal on the outside. So if you're unaware of what Tourette syndrome is, or if you're unaware that the person has it, it simply looks like we're acting out or seeking attention with negative behavior. And in all honesty, tics are embarrassing, uncontrollable, and they interfere with everyday life. So having Tourette's is not easy, and it's something that I try to educate others about because it's so unknown. And even doctors have a hard time diagnosing it because every single person with Tourette's has a different tic. You could have identical twins and they could both have Tourette syndrome, but they will never have the same exact tic, maybe different variations. And that's why a cure is so far off.
And you have been traveling and educating people on the Tourette syndrome, and you were actually recognized by the Tourette Syndrome Association. How did that feel, just knowing that was a struggle for you and for you to actually be recognized by the actual association?
It was amazing. You know, I help people with and without Tourette's, not for credit, not to be recognized, but because it's my calling in life. I truly love helping people. And so I don't do what I do just so that I can, you know, get a gold star.
Right.
It is nice when, you know, somebody doesn't just recognize you, but recognizes that what you're doing is helping others. And then, you know, it's not about getting the credit, but just being appreciated and knowing that people recognize that you care, and that's all that matters. You know, there's so much good in the world, as well as, you know, the not so good, but I just try to leave my positive impact and touch as many lives as I can.
What's next for you? Something that we can expect from you? I know that you actually were gonna do the documentary/movie on bullying. How is that going for you?
It's going good, but actually the next big project I have is I'm now the face of the summer 2015, a brand new, like a skincare campaign based at teens that will help promote self-confidence and positive self-esteem in young girls. And I'm working very closely with the creators of the brand Dermovia and we're doing a line, Embrace Your Face. And it's really cool because my face is going to be on the box, and not only that, but my autograph is going to be on the box. And actually,
wow.
My life motto is live to love, love to live. And that's going to be on the box, too. So a little message from me. And then we're going to be doing YouTube beauty tutorials, but very, very different than what you see, because I feel that the industry is all about how, or not all about, but there is a lot of encouragement to young girls of how wearing makeup and covering up, is what makes you beautiful. And for me, I think that it's about showing your beauty from the inside to the outside. So you can be as gorgeous as you are from the outside, but if it doesn't come from within, I don't see any beauty. And so we're going to be doing these tutorials about how to enhance instead of cover up and wearing very minimal, because, I have nieces and goddaughters, and the last thing, I want is them to, they showed me an ad in a magazine. I won't ever name magazines from, like, when I say something or an opinion, because, I don't want to come off uneasy. But she brought over some teen magazine, and I actually looked through it, and I counted. There were 6 makeup ads, and she's 11. And I just thought, for a tween, this isn't a magazine, geared towards teens. It's towards like 9 to 12-year-olds. And I'm thinking 6 makeup ads, and these aren't just, like moisturizer or sunscreen or lip balm. They're like the full-on eye makeup, and they're little girls her age wearing it. And she comes up to me and she says, how come I don't wear makeup? And I said, because you're so beautiful just the way you are, and also because makeup makes you look a lot older. And at your age, you want to stay a kid as long as you can. And so, I actually try to teach her, and I'll bring over all my makeup, and I'll let her do the makeup on me. So that way she's not, putting it on her and whatnot. And then I will show her in the mirror how she can put on a little bit of lip gloss and maybe a tiny bit of blush. But
really nice.
Exactly. And so I'm really, really excited to be a part of this project and the face of this campaign, because a lot of my fan base are females ages like 8 to 16, and I want to be that positive influence to them.
And you are.
Thank you.
Do you actually battle with that when you go to auditions and preparing for a project, a photo shoot? Is that a consistent battle for you to show skin and to not show skin, to choose between the two?
That's actually a really good question, and I'm really glad you brought it up because it brings up an important issue. And one of the things is that, on my Instagram, because I go out and I give my anti-bullying speeches to schools, I have like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old, 16-year-old girls following me. And the last thing I want to do is, teach them that to be beautiful, you have to be sexy or this and that. So my Instagram, my personal and public is the same thing, because I'm very open, is, I'm very careful and choosy of what pictures I post. Also, in the projects that I accept, I am more careful to take roles more on the modest side. Only at this point in my career, I feel I'm just starting to become established in Hollywood, but once I'm completely established, I can have a little bit more freedom. But once you take on more of the sexy, more raunchy, skin-bearing roles, it's really hard to get back to that. And I often play young because even though I'm 21, I look about 15 once you take off the red lipstick.
Yeah.
And I do love a good red lipstick, but I look about 15, and I often play those dramatic roles that are not so much showing skin, but more of, like the possessed girl or mental girl or the girl who gets kidnapped, because not only do they challenge me as an actor, but it shows that you can be taken seriously as an actress and, have really amazing roles that really showcase your talent, but you don't have to get undressed. And I'm very confident in my body, and, I'm a size small, medium, but, I'm not a stick. I have natural curves, and that's another thing that I definitely embrace. But along with, curves, I do dress more conservatively because I don't want to, I show a little bit, but it's really more, about, even though I'm confident, I'm just careful of, it's not just my image, but because, image, they say, is everything in Hollywood. But to me, it's not image. It's the fans that follow that image.
Yeah.
And I just care about them and what's best for them. So at a certain point, I will probably take more roles that do show skin. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to show skin, and take raunchy pictures, or that's not in my plans. But eventually I will take more mature roles, just not at this point.
Obviously a very smart young lady, very smart woman. Where do you see yourself within the next 5 to 10 years?
That's an amazing question. And that's a question that's really difficult to answer because I have so many interests. Recently, I've actually been considering going to culinary school. I love to cook. I'm amazing. I'm an amazing vegetarian chef. I would love to be able to shoot a feature film in another country. I think that would be amazing.
That would be great.
Films usually take a couple months, so I feel like I could learn so much and being in a different environment. But,
And do catering services there, too.
Yeah. Well, shooting days are very long, so I'd probably be exhausted. But
yeah, maybe.
One thing that I would love is I would love a cooking show. I already have a name for it and everything. So one day, hopefully, I would love that.
Sounds like you have a plan. So, and I definitely wish you well with everything and all of the projects that you have. And I thank you so much for being here. How can your fans contact you?
Well, they can first off follow me on social media. My Twitter is at Hayley Gripp, HayleyGripp. And my Instagram is at Hayley Gripp _official. Facebook at actress Hayley Elizabeth Gripp. My official website is HayleyElizabethGripp.com.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, Hayley, for coming on to the show. And I would love to have you again, and we will continue to support you.
Of course. Thank you so much. It was an honor to be a guest, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you.